He's right here.
We have the man, the myth, the legend himself. We sit in his studios. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike is here on Theoretically Speaking, and he's doing the MJ shrug. What's happening with you, Evan?
I was sitting here waiting. What do you mean confirming? I'm right here.
I didn't know. I don't want to. You never want to.
You know what? You're big time. Oh, wow. I have Spo. I have Paul Maurice. I have every Heat player. I have every Panthers player. I'm Theoretically Speaking. I don't even know if I'm going to still be allowed around here. You're too big time. What a week for you, man.
It's been an awesome week. I can't lie. I just got back from Boca Raton, driving up from the Heat Day 2 training camp at FAU, which was really cool. The coolest part is seeing Vlad Golden, former FAU big, who transferred out to Michigan to go with Dusty May, now back with the Miami Heat in South Florida training at FAU. But it's also one of the most intriguing things I think is going to be about this season, Evan. Yeah. I am through the roof with my optimism about how Norman Powell is going to fit in with this Heat team. And I think because he's 32 years old and not 25 or 26 years old, people are overlooking the career spike that he had last year with the Clippers and the offensive boost he can likely give the Heat this year. But Spo ain't overlooking it. Bam has talked glowingly about it. And then if you talk to Norman Powell himself, he's like, I do believe we have the guys in this locker room to actually compete in the East. And he called himself a budding star, even at 32 years old. I'm excited about the season already, man. It's only 2 days in the camp.
Yeah, I listened to your whole interview with Spo. I've been paying it. That clip coming back, I feel like was directed at me. I don't like that, Spo. With the New Yorkers moving to South Florida. I mean, Spo, we love you. Nobody loves Spo more than I do. I mean, of the 20,000 that show up, the 10,000 of them are people that ditch the Knicks for the Heat. So let's not. You don't want to turn all of them off. How many people do you know that moved from the Northeast to South Florida that started going to Heat games, paying attention to the way they operate, and fell in love with them? So what they have is they have those that are from South Florida and those that move to South Florida that get exposed to that organization and that group that are like, I want to be on board with them. And Spo's saying he wants all of us to move back. Anyway, so the Norman Powell thing.
The traffic, man. The traffic is to everybody,
Yeah. The Norman Powell thing. I'm thrilled he's on the team. I don't 100% agree with your assessment.
How not? How do you not? Especially as Tyler Hero is going to likely be out. I don't know. He was walking around pretty decently today, and I know at Media Day he was on the scooter thing to save his ankle, so I think it's getting better and better. But he, at the very least, is going to be relied on early for the first couple of months as Tyler gets work.
Your assessment is you think they're going to be better than people think because he could be a budding star based on his words. And what I would say is if the Heat max out everything they have with this group, I believe Norman Powell should be the sixth man. I don't believe that he should be the starter. That's not meant to be an insult. He could he could win sixth man of the year and score 20 points a game. But when I'm thinking about this team, I'm going to assume where they get the improvement is from a few areas. One, anyone you talk to tells you Jovic is the key to all of this year. It wouldn't surprise me to see him play point guard at 6'11". I think he's going to handle the ball a ton. Not as a full-time point guard.
I know. Yeah, just like in spots and
in the Lamar Odom way from 03-04. The other thing, I was texting with somebody today about this. Who knows? The Bam offensive leap we've been waiting for. Hold on. I have information for you. The Bam offensive leap we've been waiting for. I believe they're putting stuff in place where it is literally now or never. One more chance. Biggie, I like the remix better than the original. One more chance. Okay?
Yeah.
But I was told something today, Theo. That makes me believe they're going to try some things that they have never tried to give him the best opportunity on offense. Now, I don't know exactly what those things are, or maybe I don't know all of those things, but that's where I'm looking. And can I pitch one other thing? You know what my dream scenario is? I want Kalel, Bam, Jovic, and Wiggins on the floor with Tyler. I want all of them. I want all of them. I'm not kidding. And then give me Dave. I love Davion, but give me Davion.
Stars lineup.
Yeah, tell me what you don't like about that lineup.
No, I'm just it's a lot of length. I think the one thing, I
So
mean,
here's
it's
let
not
me
that
explain why I
shooting
like it.
deprived. It's not that if Khalil Ware can actually like
You
develop
have
and be a good
shooting,
spot shooter.
you
Yeah,
have shooting, right? You're gonna have
how do you shoot?
most teams have one great player in the backcourt. Well, Wiggins guards that player. Most teams have 1 to 2 great wings. Well, in that scenario, I like the idea of Bam guarding wings. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah,
And so Jovic can be hit on defense and Tyler can be hit on defense
I,
because
I
you're going to have Bam, Wiggins, and Ware with playmaking with Jovic and Tyler and shooting. I just would like to see that at some point this season. And by the way, I'll take Davion in Tyler's stead, playing point next to Wiggins at the 2,
oh,
Bam, Jovic, and Ware. I'm not kidding. I want to see that. No one's
that
talking about that.
that would be the most ferocious defensive lineup in the league, and there are some good ones. Orlando Magic has one.
No, Houston's gonna your hometown is gonna have one where it's
Well,
going to
yeah,
be
Min Thompson.
ridiculous.
Nope. Nobody moves like a Min Thompson moves, and him as the head of the snake of that thing, he's like a taller Drew Holiday in his prime. The way in which he can guard people, and taller and more athletic. So you might be right about that. I might be overstating it. I will say, Evan Cohen, as you join us here on Sportsmanlike in your typical Wednesday spot, I'm a little bit worried about what the perception is around Khalil Ware's progression. And I
Mm.
know it's super early, but Eric Spoelstra spoke with the media today at camp and spoke for about 10 minutes. A lot of it glowingly, a lot of it optimistic, a lot of it praising the hard work. Like he talked about a back and forth that between Davion Mitchell and the Rook out of Illinois, who I always screw up his name, but
Yeah,
do you have
Joshua
it?
Davis.
Yes. What you just said. He talked about them having a long back and forth that was like intense that they absolutely loved. And I heard him speaking about a lot of the young guys, singing praises, and it was all positive. At the end of the interview, I was just curious. I'm like, what have you seen out of Khalil Ware? And I know that he's a first round pick last year, right? Like, what have you seen progression? Have you seen any kind of productivity that gets you excited? Sharp turn in his demeanor, and he pretty much was like much to be desired out of Khalil Ware, and he's been on the wrong side of the results so far in camp through 2 days. So I don't know if maybe that's a good sign for guys like Vlad Golden to be able to play their way into the front court. They brought back Precious Achua, who you like. There's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of opportunity in that front court, but a lot of
I,
people are
I'm
expecting
I'm
Khalil
very
Ware to take a
confused.
step up.
Theo, sorry. I'm very confused about where we are with Khalil because he was awesome, I thought, last year. And then he had a bad summer league. And it seems like this narrative has been developing around Khalil, like, oh, he's not that good. Like, I'm getting nervous that I should be thinking about his year 2 like Jaime's year 2.
Oh,
Where- No, because it doesn't make sense. Jaime's year 1 was amazing. His year 2 was not. Khalil's year 1 was amazing and played next to Bam, which, like, if you want to talk about wins last season, which there aren't obviously a ton, the idea that Bam slid down to not have to play the 5 at all times, I thought was a huge win because I've been saying for years, I want to see the Bam in the LeBron role, not in the Bosch role.
yeah. I'm
And
with
I
you
know
on that.
that's not going to happen, but like, to me, conceptually, if you're going to build a team, now LeBron played up and Bosch played up, and they, but I want to see him more in that playmaking role, not in the big role. And I think Khalil could potentially be that, but I don't know. All kinds of negativity around it right now.
For it to work out with Bam Adebayo playing in that role that you speak of, and I know it doesn't feel as good to say, but I like to think of it as more of a Draymond Green role.
Yeah.
He has to be surrounded by better shooting, and Khalil Ware can shoot it well. And I asked him because we did sit down with him for about 10 minutes as well during media day. He talked about how he has grown even further when it comes to his shot making and his spot up shooting. So maybe that is something that helps out. But that's why I keep coming back to Norm Powell. Because all of the names we keep bringing up, we've seen these dudes in Heat uniforms before. We've seen what they look like in this similar system. There's one oddball that sticks out that's being inserted into this lineup, and he's the one big addition from the offseason if you don't count the NBA draft. I do think that all-star snub last season, Norm Powell, can be a starter and likely a leading scorer for this Heat team, and that would turn into a team that would be like a feisty 5 or 4 seed in the East. Especially the East is wide open this year too.
Yeah. Listen, end result, we're in agreement. I have no reason to believe they can't be a top 6 team in the East. But the process in getting there, we are disagreeing on, because you're looking at Norm Powell last year as like, oh yeah, by the way, the Clippers have Norm Powell. I'm looking at what you're saying as he's actually the centerpiece of the offense, which he's never been. And I'm hoping he's going to be unbelievable. It was a no-brainer acquisition. As much as it pains me to not have Kevin Love on the team because of who Kevin Love is, and I believe so much in that Udonis Haslem role, and that so much in that leadership role. What do the kids call it today? Unk, right? Like in that role. I believe.
Why'd you do that? You knew what the kids call it. Why'd you do the old man thing of saying, what do the kids call it today? CK, you saw what he did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you knew that.
You knew what they called it before you said the phrase.
I was like thinking for 6 or 7 seconds on it.
Oh, my. No. Hey, CK, cut his mic.
That was disgusting.
I'm a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. What do you want from me?
He's clip farming. People, Evan Cohen's on here clip farming. He's using his theoretically speaking engagement to clip farm. No. You do like, I do like the veteran presence that Kevin Love brings, but come on.
Yeah, but you still have, no, I agree. Kevin Love would make that trade.
It's not winning you that many basketball.
Yeah. All we're arguing, we're not arguing on Norman Powell's value to the team. What we're arguing is whether or not they're going to be in their best place as a team with him as the best offensive player, like you're saying he could be. Where I'm saying is, imagine if Norm Powell can be like, and they have Norm Powell. You want it to be Norm Powell in the Heat. I want it to be Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jovic. And, they also have Norm Powell on the Heat. That's what I want it to be.
That's best case scenario, and this is Evan Cohen joining us here. We'll pivot off of the Heat talk because we could do this all day. We don't do it enough. We're starting a Heat show here very soon, so I might be calling you up to join me.